Hey guys, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Equalizer 2, which is a sequel to 2014's The Equalizer. Both movies are directed by Antoine Fuqua, and star Denzel Washington as Robert McCall, a former Black Ops soldier and CIA agent. Now I like the original Equalizer. It wasn't a great action movie, but it was much like the movie John Wick, where a former trained badass who was the best at what he did comes out of seclusion to go after criminals who are impacting himself and those around him. The plot was alright, but it's really the performance of Denzel Washington that carries the first film, as not only is he a great actor, but he can pull off the aging badass role very well, much like Keanu Reeves. And I would have to say that much is true about the second movie as well. Now the plot of this story revolves around Denzel's character, as he's trying to live his life, now serving as a chauffeur and occasional soldier of fortune. Much of the movie revolves around Denzel helping people around the city, such as a young artist who is caught up in the gang life after a personal tragedy. Along the way, he encounters some shady people and puts his skills to work beating them down in stylized fashion. The main plot of this film comes as McCall learns that his friend and fellow CIA contact Susan Plummer, who is played by Melissa Leo, was killed. As McCall looks further into her death, however, he learns that there's far more to it than a simple robbery, and that there's a larger conspiracy at work that could impact everyone around him. Now, first and foremost, this is an action movie, and the action scenes can be a lot of fun. Denzel's character usually finds fun ways to take someone down, like how he sets his watch before each encounter to see how quickly he can beat down a group of attackers, or how he'll use tools as weapons and everyday items as booby traps. And while he's doing this, he's always cool, calm, and collected, which really helps to sell the action and the fact that this is also an experienced operator who you don't want to mess with. Denzel also throws in some funny lines along the way, and really elevates the material he's given. However, as for problems with this film, perhaps the biggest one is the lack of focus on the central plot. The structure of this film feels more like a video game like Grand Theft Auto, where there's a number of side quests and Denzel jumps between them and the main plot of the film, and it just results in the movie being too unfocused. The film eventually becomes more plot-oriented in the third act, and there's an interesting shootout sequence there. But if they had spent more time focusing on the plot before this, it would have been a lot more engaging than it was. Some of it feels like it may have been there just to pad this movie out to feature length, but other movies have done the same type of plot and made it far more interesting. The villains of the film also get little development, aside from their leader who gets some, but you can tell pretty early on that he's the villain. So by the time it's meant to be a twist, you've already seen it coming for ages. And although he's good in the action scenes, Denzel's character pretty much always has the upper hand on his enemies. This makes for some fun moments, but ultimately leads to the film being largely without tension. It's not really tongue-in-cheek enough like a movie such as Commando to where it can totally resolve this issue. Even people who could or should be on his level are basically fodder to him, so that makes it really difficult to form any kind of tension. So overall, I found The Equalizer 2 to be entertaining, but not as good as the first film due to its lack of focus. It's a slightly above average movie that has some fun moments and a good performance from Denzel, but it's nothing that really compares to other great action films in recent years, such as John Wick, for example. I wouldn't say that this movie needs to be seen in theaters, but it could be fun to watch on Netflix or Blu-ray after it comes out. I'm going to give Equalizer 2 a 5 out of 10. So have you guys seen Equalizer 2, and if so, what did you think about it? Let me know down below. And if you're new to this channel, then make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you can see all of my content right away when it comes out. And if you like this video, then make sure to stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, and you better subscribe, enable those damn notifications.